What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome back to episode number 2 of the podcast. I have some ideas going forward of where I want to take the podcast and where these videos want to go. As far as I could even do like a hybrid where I'm doing podcast and vlogs in one video type thing. So it wouldn't exactly be, it'd be more like a talking head video, but either way, welcome back to another one, and I'm going to be probably going forward. I mean, I want to upload at least a minimum of once a week, but on a roll here, and I just did yesterday's episode last night, so wanted to go over a few things, including people ask, well, how are the girlfriend and I going to survive winter where we're at, because it can get below zero. And well, it's simple. First of all, this is our first full winter, van life, truck life winter. And I'm excited because kind of what I moved here for. I mean, other than being out on our own and getting better jobs, which we have, and all that. But as far as staying warm, we got layers, blankets, jackets. We got insulation, but we might add more. Insulation's relatively cheap, depending on what kind you buy. They got different types. I was watching this one guy build his own cabin, and he was kind of explaining it. And his cabin was built on a trailer, so that's pretty cool. He had an 8x16 trailer. He built an 8x12, so about, 96 square feet. And then he had a little bit of room, about 4 feet, for a porch area. And then other than that, a heat source, of course, right? So we do have a Mr. Buddy heater. Yes, I know you have to ventilate it. That's what we're going to be doing. We're not going to run it while we're sleeping. We're just going to run it enough. It's a radiant heater, so it goes up to 9,000 BTUs, so that's plenty for the van or for my truck camper. I actually have two, so I have one for each vehicle. You can pick them up for like $85, and then of course either run it off of a 1-pound propane tank, or you can use a 20-pound one that they have like off of a grill or whatever. But it's good to store those outside the vehicle, like if you have a cargo carrier, which is another upgrade we're going to be doing. But here we are, day 288 of freedom and post-liberation. Now, I will say, and when I say first full winter, it's because we were staying at our friend's place, and they live in a warmer climate. So it didn't get definitely not as cold as it's going to be here, because we didn't move here until end of April, May timeframe. So, but we could also install a diesel heater. That'd be another option. So I was thinking about that, because that, I think, it's even more efficient than a Mr. Buddy, and it's more cozy heat, more like a cabin heat than compared to a radiant heater, which works. But again, we're just going to turn it on enough to warm up, the van. Maybe turn it on a couple times during the night if we need to. Maybe in the morning, to warm up, to get dressed, all that good stuff. So it definitely works. As far as a diesel heater, that takes a little bit more, setup as far as getting it set up and running it and all that, but not too bad. Other than that, I'm trying to think of some other updates I have for you guys, what I haven't gone over. I don't really have any notes with me at the moment, but I do have a notepad app on my phone that I use. Ordered a couple parts for the truck, relatively inexpensive, like $50 or less, as far as a new check valve and vacuum reservoir for the truck, so that way we can restore our HVAC. The AC, condenser, compressor, all that stuff works fantastic. It's just a matter of, on that particular vehicle and in that era of vehicles, they used vacuum lines for your mode doors and your actuators. So the way they built it is it defaults to defrost, which is kind of annoying. They do that as a safety feature, so you can still clear your windshield, but you're not getting enough vacuum pressure. So I'm going to be replacing both of those. Worst case, it's the blend door actuator, I believe. I've been researching this, and that is behind the dash, but that's pretty easy. I saw like how someone did it, and they made it look easy compared to replacing your heater core, where you really have to almost pull the whole dash apart, which isn't terrible, but like I've never done it and it takes a little bit of time. Anyway, gonna be installing those. That should fix the issue. I will inspect all the vacuum lines. I've already replaced 2 vacuum lines actually. You can pick up vacuum hose pretty inexpensive by the foot at your closest AutoZone, O'Reilly's. I believe Napa should have it, Advanced Auto, probably even Walmart, probably even Home Depot, to be honest. Anyway, excited about that. It always feels good when you can fix an issue yourself on a vehicle without paying $100-150 in labor. Now, I'm not a full-on mechanic, but I've definitely learned a lot over the years. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, I used to work at AutoZone, so not saying that makes me a mechanic. I'm saying I learned a lot working there, and I've learned a lot through YouTube, through ChatGPT, through Google, through the repair manuals, through hands-on experience and wrenching. And I'd give myself, before I worked there, a 1 or 2. Now, and with all the experience, I started there 7 years ago. I don't work there anymore, but I would say a 4 or 5, maybe more. I don't know. Depends how much time and how much I want to study and time I want to put into it. And the tools, right? You got to have a lift. You got to have a shop area to work on the thing. You got to have, if you're doing engine work and you need to pull the engine, you got to have an engine hoist. And again, a lift is great. And we're back to what I was saying. So what I was getting at was, yes, winter might be a little chilly, but it's to be expected, and we have the proper preparations, and I am super excited for it. And we're already into October, and the lows haven't quite gotten into the 20s yet. Lowest I've seen is like 31, so it's getting there. What I'm more worried about will be summer, but again, that's an easy fix. It doesn't get nearly as hot here as it does, where I moved from. And simple fix again. Well, fans, but that, not just that, but insulation, which we're going to be adding, and a generator. Now they have Honda generators, they have Champion generators. It just depends what type you want to get. Hondas are generally quieter, a little bit more expensive, but they're ultra reliable and they sip fuel. And we have an AC unit. So with the generator, we can power the AC unit. And I've seen where people will drill a circle, opening into either the floor, side of the van maybe, but probably the floor, and route the ductwork so that way that it'll push the hot air out. You guys can look up various van builds if you want. But yeah, super excited. Just a few updates that I had for this second video podcast of many more that I'm going to be posting. Appreciate all the support from you guys. I do have some donation links in the description box below if you would like to donate to the build, to the channel, so I can keep creating great content for you guys. I want to continue upping the production value, even the cinematography, like if I get a drone or something in the future, but even better audio, better video, all that stuff, storytelling, all the above. So anyway, I got work here in about an hour and a half or so I'm going to edit this up. Let you guys know if those truck parts fix that particular issue. And yeah, excited. So that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and keep on trucking.